The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
What exactly are we talking about?
Politics, sports,
education.
We'll tell you anything you want to hear.
We talk, you listen.
Big's Golf Talk.
Well, here you all are, waiting to hear my broadcast. How very nice of you.
Big's Golf Talk.
America is talking and yakety yak.
Blah, blah, blah.
It's all about talk.
A place for information, advice, golf news, golf reviews, and of course, golf humor.
Do you know who this is?
Big's Golf Talk.
Comes highly recommended. You're gonna feel better if you talk to him.
That's the fact, Jack. Now we'll talk.
Connect with Big's Golf Talk on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all at Big's Golf Talk. Subscribe with us on YouTube and iTunes, Amazon Music, and the Google Play Music Store. We're also available on iHeartRadio, Spotify, and all your Alexa devices. Our website is www.bigsgolftalk.net or .com. This is Big's Golf Talk Worldwide. BGT 2.0. John Quick with Bill Cuevas, the Golffather, here on BGT 2.0 and BGT TV. And happy weekend, everybody. And I know it's been a while. I've been pretty busy out of town, traveling the country. My umpire business is just taking off, and it requires me to go to a lot of places in a lot of short time. And one thing I realized here in Arizona, golf season, well, we're in the off season with golf season.
Thank
here
goodness.
In Arizona.
Yeah, it's hot.
Golf course is a lot cheaper during the summertime here in Arizona, but there's so stuff. I mean, you can go out there and play. You know, I'm at that point. I think in my life, 9 holes is enough. You know, but I was at an outing. I want to thank my good buddy Ro Gonzalez, former Marine. Bill, you met him in Colorado. He and I golfed in the Paz outing, and it was a great cause. It was to help fundraise. It was our first annual help to fundraise to feed homeless veterans and and empower them, you know, to better their lives. And so it's really good, and also help those in need in that area in the East Valley. We had a great time. It got a little hot, you know, towards the end of our round, and we were happy to get in some air conditioning and all that. But one of the things I want to talk about, and this is golf related as well, but finding myself not being able to really play 18 holes, you know, in this stage of my life, has me thinking about certain things. Also, collapsing while umpiring baseball 2 times in a row with my heart. So my wife and I had a serious discussion about what can we do, you know, and quite frankly, you know, I'm not anybody to preach about fitness. I'm far from it. But I'll tell you what, in about 1.5 years, I will have a story. And that story started this past Sunday when I collapsed and went down doing home plate on a championship game for Perfect Game. I felt bad for the players. B, I felt embarrassed for my crew. C, I was embarrassed for myself. So it's a good kick in my ass. And hopefully it motivates me, and I have that motivation. You know, folks, I'll tell you what, it's easy to put on the weight. It's a lot harder to take it off, but it's triple the hardness to have the motivation every day when you wake up. To have the mental strength to say, I'm going to do this today. And it's exactly what I'm doing right now, is taking it day by day. There's stuff that I have eliminated out of my life. I'm trying something new, going plant-based food. So all the meat in my house is gone. And Shane and I are going plant-based, and so we're trying some stuff that, we've been with those diets. What was that diet that I was on, Bill? I forgot what it was.
Which one? The keto one?
Yeah, the keto one.
Yeah.
But quite frankly, we were not, I was not strong enough mentally, to keep with it. It was working, but then I came to a stop, and I'm like, man, I'm not losing anything. It's like, after a while, you get discouraged.
Plateau, yeah, and then you don't think you're doing it. You work harder and you get less
Yeah,
for what you're working. But it's always, I mean, I think that's going to be in anything. You're going to lose quicker than in the beginning. You got that water weight, you're losing, some extra stuff, and then you plateau. Now, as long as you can see something, maybe as long as you see 1.5 pounds, 2 pounds a week, I think that's what the average is, for, once you plateau. So
right.
when you get discouraged, you can't get discouraged. One.
Well, part of that too is you gotta ask for help. Folks, if you get depressed and you get discouraged in life, don't think that you have to do it by yourself.
No.
And that's something that I've learned over the years as I got older, and now getting into my senior years. Unfortunately, it's something I have to admit to myself. You got to ask for help. Pick up that phone and get yourself a counselor, or get yourself someone. Don't think you're nutcase if you have to talk to a counselor, because it's not the case.
No,
I don't
have a lot
consider
of
myself
groups.
a nutcase. I just consider myself unfocused, and I need help to get focused.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen it. I've seen it. We've experienced it. We've had people in our past life that used the system for the weight loss, and then it became about money. You know what I mean? During their journey, and now they're probably, I dare say, 3 times the size they were when they started their journey, and yet they turned off the camera and still preached to people about losing weight because it was about the almighty dollar as opposed to the health side of it. And that's what it is. When we get to a certain age, like our age, you have to, I've been losing weight now, and it's just more about changing my habits. My back is shot, so it's not like I'm paying the price for lifting weights.
Right.
You know what I mean? So my back is shot, but I'm doing what I can to do it. I'm moderating my food. I feel better. I do, especially now during the summertime, especially with the heat and everything. That thing beats you up. So you just take one day at a time. That's what you can do. You'll be back behind the plate and everything else in no time. And sure, maybe you can have that inspiring story to help the other umpires, because unfortunately, from what I get to see out in the world are the older guys. Minus the young kid who's doing a great job that we saw last year during the event that we went to in Colorado when we met Ro. He's doing Santi. What's his? I think it was Santiago was his name.
Santiago, yeah.
Yeah, he's doing great, man. I see the videos that they post and stuff like that. It's sort of like nobody wants to do it anymore, but you have the guys like you at your age and in the 50s, and you got guys in the 60s.
Well, I will say this, we have 10, 11 young kids under 20 or under 25 rather.
Yeah.
And like I told a kid, the other day, he was upset because, I'm also assigning in different states now. I'm signing California. So I'm back and forth. I'm New Mexico, and I got to go to San Diego, and I got to do this. I got, and all that. And I rewarded 4 of my umpires to go with me to San Diego to do Gino and his prospect games. I'm going to be assigning that and providing the umpires for that.
Yeah.
And one of the kids that I thought is growing and has really accepted the feedback that his mentors have provided him throughout the high school season. Unfortunately, during the summer season, he's relaxed and he got back to the arrogance. and he was unfocused during the Pathway tournament, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And I had to tell him, after 3 times of making different mistakes off the field that contributed to his performance on the field. And finally, I just had to say to him, you know what? I can't take you to San Diego.
Yeah.
I can't trust that you're not going to remember something. You're not going to forget.
You can't afford that. You can't afford that.
It was a punch to the gut, and it was a heartbreaking thing that I did to him. And some people may have quit, and said, I'm not doing this anymore. But this kid has opportunities. And I told him
that's
that.
The thing.
I said, just because you lose one opportunity doesn't mean you can't work harder at other opportunities. And there will be other opportunities under my command.
Yeah.
And I told him, I said, your next goal now is work hard. Let your mentors see that you're back to focused. And your next opportunity could be the Legion state championship.
Nice.
So I gave him a go, although he keeps on trying to get himself reinstated for the San Diego thing. But understand that maybe as he was growing up, he didn't have that kind of consequence. And I'm not saying true. His father's a great guy. I know his father.
Yeah.
Great person.
Yeah.
But this person, he's arrogant, and I don't know where he got it or how he got it, if he got it while growing up or wasn't used to those kind of punishments.
Yeah.
But I told him and gave him a hug, and I said, this will make you a better umpire.
Absolutely. If not a better person too.
Exactly.
All around. It's
not my job to make him a better person. My job is to make him a better umpire.
Yeah. But I mean, I've been lucky because I've gotten to interact with umpires and stuff like that, when we've done our stuff for them. And honestly, I would say without a doubt, 90+% of them have some really amazing personalities. With anything, you're going to have a few, with the cockiness and the stuff like that, and they know it all and everything like that. But that's to be expected. And to, Jim Evans, Mr. Evans, and we had dinner, and they're just down to earth people. You know what I mean? And that's what you want. You want this new entitled generation to understand that's not how life is. You know what I mean? You got to earn your stuff, work for it. And it means so much more when you accomplish something that you set your goals to in your mind to accomplish. So I hope he makes it, We'll be looking for an update.
Like 2 days later, he wanted to have a meeting with me, and we met in person in the locker room and closed the door. And he made the statement, I've saved your ass a few times. And I was like, you did what? That's not something you want to say to an assigner.
No. And the thing is, that doesn't entitle him to anything. It's really is what they don't understand is when you acknowledge the fact that you're helping me. I'm in a bind because of XYZ, and I'm giving you the opportunity to make more money. And you say, yes, you make more money, you help me, and I'm going to remember that.
Not like you did it for free.
Yeah, exactly. That's what you would have.
And I mean, you're not helping me, you're helping the kids out there that are playing baseball.
Right. And I think that's what, when we say things, the way it's translated to people, it's a different thing. So it is what it is. You did the right thing for yourself and him, and hopefully he'll understand that in the future, that right now getting kicked in the teeth is the best thing. So it'll make him a better person in the future.
Well, I'll tell you what, back to what I was about. I got kicked in the teeth. I need to be a better leader in regards to my fitness.
Yeah.
I could preach it, and I really don't have a place to preach it, because I'm not fit myself.
One day at a time, bro. One day at a time.
So I will say this, that, I want to become a better fit person. Am I going to be the fitness mogul, that people, could look up to? Probably not. But I hope
never know.
Will be inspired by my story, when this is all said and done. And all I got to say is to those people that are fit, don't get out of that habit because it is so much harder to get back into it than it is to be unfit,
Yeah.
and if you're already fit and you already don't ever get away from that, I wish I would have continued to work out instead of getting a job at Kentucky Fried Chicken, and that, and you never forget where your first
grassroots.
food, habit was. And mine was Kentucky Fried Chicken. When I worked there, I kept on eating the nuggets, kept on eating the chicken, and that's where it all started, so
Hopefully it changed, man. One day at a time, man. That's what you gotta do. Let it be your wake up call. Everybody gets a wake up call. And this can be the turn in your life, man. Instead of you being happy golfing 9 holes, when you get into shape, you'll be able to golf 18, and you don't have to worry about it. You know what I mean?
And
Be
you know
ready to
what?
go.
I'll tell you what. I've changed shoes as well, and I know we're over time, and just shut up about that.
Yeah, we'll cut the next segment short.
Yeah, I changed shoes. I went to a brand called Hoka.
I heard of that.
Yeah, and I will tell you that I have walked in these shoes. So I went to the outlet mall.
Yeah.
Most times when I'm walking around the outlet mall, I have to stop, and my legs get tight or whatever.
Yep.
Not in these shoes.
No.
I was able to continue walking and walking and walking and walking and walking, and my feet didn't hurt.
That's awesome. That's good.
So I plan on buying. Now they're expensive.
Uh-huh.
I treated myself to them. They're on sale, but they're still $179, $200. They are the best pair of shoes I have ever worn as far as street shoes go. Squares, obviously the best pair of golf shoes that I have.
But that's a different kind of support system. That's why.
Exactly.
You might want to think about getting your feet checked. Stand up. They have a machine that they do. I recently did that because I have that sciatica crap that I had. I did it. I went and I did that thing, man. And I didn't even know that you have 3 separate arches in your foot. I had no clue. None of them exist on my right side. Because of the pain that I'm in my back, you start compensating and you twist your body out of whack and you do all this crazy stuff. I got these inserts during a convention. Oh my God. It was the best. Normally they're 300 and change for the inserts, and you can put them in your shoes and everything. I went and I got mine for like $149, and I can put them in all my shoes. They go into my squares, they go into my sneakers, they go into anything.
Right.
And
now, do you have to remove your original insoles to
yes.
put them in?
Yeah, you remove your original one and you save it, and it doesn't matter because if I pull them out, since I started walking with these things, I don't put anything but them in my shoes. That's all I wear.
Well, you know what? Here's the deal: if I could keep walking and walking and walking in these Hokas, if I'm gonna pay $100-something for a pair of insoles, I'm just gonna go buy a pair of Hokas.
Yeah. Well,
dude, I'm telling you.
Yeah, I heard of them. I just don't know from where I saw them, but I did hear about those shoes.
If you ever get a chance to try these.
Is it HOKOH?
No, it's HOKA.
Okay. All right. We'll check that out.
Let's see what they've been out for quite some time, but I was like, I'm never paying that kind of price for shoes. But all players are starting to wear them on the field, the black and white ones.
Yeah.
And I was wearing them all throughout the tournament. I had no problem at all walking. My feet didn't hurt. Typically, at a 15-hour day at a tournament,
at a ball field, yeah.
All right, my feet are barking when I get back to the hotel, and I just cannot wait to get the shoes off my feet and socks off.
Yeah.
This time, I didn't have a problem. Didn't have a problem. I went out to dinner with the guys afterwards. Still had them on. Not hurting. My feet didn't hurt not one bit when I woke up in the morning. They're amazing. They are. They are truly what they are to be. So
we got maybe we'll get them on the show. We'll get them on the show to see what they're up to. All right. better get into the next segment. It's going to be a short one.
Let's get into our new segment here on Big Golf Talk. We'll be right back right after this.